Pepsi. You know what this is, right? When you get, just turn it off, because otherwise I'm just gonna be too focused on that. I'm doing my audio book. The Book of Jose comes out November 15th. We're doing a special event in the Apollo Theater where I'm having a conversation. I'm gonna tell you who's moderating. Everything is crazy. This book is the biggest book, but in life, we be wanting artists to be the same guy or the same person, but they grow up and they go different places and they get different ideologies. You understand what I'm saying? So when you hear this type of Kanye, you just thinking, yo, I love that Kanye. You hear Jay-Z say it all the time. Yo, y'all want the old Jay-Z. I'm not the old Jay-Z. You can agree, disagree with whatever the man says. I love him. He's still my favorite artist in the universe. And so, of course, you know, sometimes you disagree, sometimes you don't. But it looks like he's what you call it, rubbing the wrong feathers? What you call like
ruffling feathers?
Ruffling feathers. He's ruffling the wrong feathers right now. Trust me when I tell you, he's ruffling the wrong feathers. Let me see if my guest is here. That's so crazy. I sent the request. Who is the moderator for the Apollo Theater, November 15th at 7 o'clock? You better go get the tickets. You're jerking yourself. This book. Oh, y'all. Stephen A. Smith. What's up, Playboy? I don't hear you. Why I don't hear you? Hold up. My volume got to. I don't hear you, Steve. I can't hear you. No, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on this shit. Trust me, I do this enough. I got that volume on 10,000. Yeah, the volume is up. The volume is up. Yo, Steve, it's something on your end.
It probably is earpiece.
Your earpiece. You got an earpiece or something? Bluetooth? Y'all, Steve, you got to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, the moderator of the pod. Let's try it again. Why don't you get off and come back? Stephen A. Smith. I'm trying to get it. Listen, guys, I try to tell you, I am not playing with you people. I have a book called The Book of Jose, which is like the Bible of hip-hop. You could go through the darkest times and still keep a smile on your face. Stephen A. Smith will be live with me at the Apollo. Okay, let's try it again, Steve. Get off and I'll hit you back. Could you hear me? Click off and I'll request you again. Or say a comment. I don't know how to get them off without getting. Hold on.
You don't have any Bluetooth.
Do that, remove. I removed them. Hold on. That way he knows. Listen, Stephen A. Smith is the moderator. Go get your tickets. $40 and you get a book. You get the Book of Jose. This is the best favor you'll ever be doing for yourself in your life. Stephen A. Smith is the moderator of the book. Stephen A. Smith, if you could see me just say something in the thing, so maybe I don't request you the same way. Oh, they know I'm not playing now, huh? Oh, y'all know I'm not playing now. Let's see if the volume.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
On your thing?
You hear me?
All right, we good now. Yo,
What up,
Steve,
baby?
what's
What's
up,
going
baby?
on, man?
Yo, Steve, you've been working so hard. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I work hard. Well, you work hard. Like, I see you in the mornings. I see you on Fox. I see you on this. I see you on, like, yo, Steve, you really, you know, you where you at because you work really,
man,
really
brothers
hard.
like yourself are an inspiration. I ain't as gifted as y'all. I couldn't be a hip hop artist. I wasn't good enough to be a professional athlete. I wasn't good enough at a lot of things, but at this game, I know I'm that dude. You know, I mean, I grew up idolizing Howard Cosell and Brian Gumble and people like that. I know my sports. I know how to talk some shit. So I mean, I know how to report. I do.
Steve, you know how to talk shit. I also seen you like in interviews where you know who's incredible to me? Referees. You can look at a whole fight and never see a referee, but he's always there. He's always there, but he's always like out the way. And I've seen some interviews where you were just moving like, you know, they can't jam you up. Yo, Steve, you can jam people up. They can't jam you up. You know how to fucking move. Like you in the ring, they can't see the angle. Like I've seen you.
Yo, listen, man.
Interviews.
I'm always me. I'm always gonna be real because what matters to me most is I use the phrase being able to go home. And by home, what I mean is my brothers and sisters who happen to be black, my brothers and sisters who happen to be Latino and Latina. I mean, the reality of the situation is we all in this together. We understand what roads we got to climb, what hills we got to climb, what mountains we got to soar over. We know what obstacles are in our way and stuff like that. And for me, it's like, it's about the betterment of us all. I'm not married to one mode of thinking. I got an open mind. So I'll tell you what I believe. I'll tell you where I stand and why. But guess what? If Fat Joe or somebody else got a better idea or they got facts that are better than mine, I'm going to be like, okay, I hear where the hell you coming from. It makes sense. The reason why people don't see that from me in sports a lot is because, first of all, I know my shit. And secondly, and more importantly, I know what I'm watching. So it's a meritocracy. You can talk to me about your story. That's your story. But when you get on that court or that field to play, I know what I'm seeing. And if you can't play, you can't play. And if you a star, you a star.
Let me tell you, Steve, because you hit on something crazy, right? So a young lady, rest in peace, Keisha, from my building, she was like my sister.
Bless it.
Grew up in Forest Projects. And we're going to announce that thank you for being the moderator November 15th at the Apollo Theater. We got incredible surprises. Everybody better run and get their tickets right now because the book come with it. But I went to Keisha's funeral, right? I went in there by myself. And so I noticed I've been in this industry for 30 years, right? And so when I introduce you to somebody I started with, I'll be like, yo, this is my day one, this is my day one. But I realized by going to this funeral that they're like my day middles. My day ones is from 1000 Trinity Forest Projects. And so I go in there, I kiss her mother in the forehead, I sit down, and the guys from my building, where I grew up in my project building, had 145 families, just that one. They said, Joe, sit with us, you with us. And as I sat there, 10 people turned to 20 people, to 30 people, to 40 people. And I'm looking around at the people who babysit me, the people who I know my whole life. These are my day ones, man, right? And so they sat around me and they almost like protected me and shielded me, even though it was safe. And I realized I could go to where I come from, man. I mean, they love me, and you know how you got them girls you always argue with. They got the stink attitudes.
Right.
They was the ones who told me, Joe, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud. They were the first ones to tell me that. And I left there feeling sad about Keisha. And shout out to Miss Laverne and Nisi. But I felt good that where I'm really from, I could go back to.
You know what it is?
And they love me.
You know what it is, Joe? Real knows real. And, you know, you don't have to think like everybody wants you to think or be what everybody wants you to be. But if you're about something and you're about being somebody, and it's about more than just you, it's about your ability to inspire others, eventually enough people gonna see that. There's always gonna be haters. There's always gonna be doubters. There's always gonna be folks that's like, yo, you couldn't do this or you don't deserve that or whatever the case may be. But that's when they don't know where your heart lies. Like a lot of times, you don't know how many times I tell these cats, yeah, I might call you out about how you performed because that's a meritocracy and you performed in front of thousands or millions and ain't no getting around that. And if you mess up off the court or field of play, I might tell you something, but it's me alerting you that, yo, you don't need to do that again because there's a bigger play here. And there's something that's more inspiring for not just you, but so many others down the line. And it ain't selling out, it's looking out. And when you've got that kind of mentality, you can walk in your truth all day, every day, no matter what doubters say, no matter what the critics say, no matter what anybody thinks, because you know what you made of, and those closest to you know where your heart and spirit lies. That's why I'm hosting your event on the 15th. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no money involved.
Yo,
Ain't no money.
Steve,
Ain't
yeah!
no money involved. Ain't none of that shit. You my man. I love you. I know who you are. I know what you stand for. I know what you're about. And I have an idea, a very good idea from years of knowing you, the trials and tribulations that you endured, which is what your book is going to be all about. You are one of the people, one of the many people who inspired me to write my book, which is coming out in January. You did that. And so it's like, you know, that's what we all here for. It's like, wait a minute here. This brother asked me to show up at the Apollo to help him shine a light on so many people and for people to celebrate the light he has shined on them already. And I'm honored to do it, my brother. And that's why I'm here, man. I can't wait.
Thank you, Stephen, man. You know, my whole book is transparency. It ain't just gonna tell you
Yep,
about
of course.
me rapping and winning. It's gonna tell you my losses, and it's all about anybody who's out there going through a dark time. You can read this book and say, "Damn, if Joey could keep a smile on his face, I could keep a smile on my face." Shout out to my brother Shaheem Reed. He wrote the book with me. He just happened. We doing the audio book. That's
not yet. I'm
hard.
doing it in
Did
like
you do
3
yours
weeks.
yet?
Oh.
It is the worst job you ever
And I
had
got
in the
enough jobs,
history
man.
of work.
I got enough jobs.
Yo, bro. No, this is the one. This is you looking at an iPad. I got reading glasses on. It's the worst shit ever.
Until it's done.
It's the worst shit.
Until it's done and they hear your voice.
November
Until it's
15th.
done and they hear your voice.
Yes.
Oh,
I can't let nobody else tell my story. Yeah, like you got such a legendary voice that I can't get the Stephen A. Smith audio book, sit on the plane, and homeboy Roger Stapleton the same. That's bull. It ain't no ass nine. It ain't cowgirls talk. It ain't nothing. Like, I got to hear Stephen A. Yo, Stephen A. So the Cowboys, you know my brother Rich Player.
I love him.
Number
Tell
one
him I said
Cowboys
what's up,
fan.
by the way. I love him. You know I got love for him.
I know you love him.
Yeah.
Listen, they 4-1. The question I would ask you real quick is, would you let Dak Prescott quarterback if he all of a sudden he feels good? Would you sit the quarterback down who won 4 games in a row?
Well, it's not
because
just because I pay him more. It's because he lost his job because he got hurt, not because the cat is better. So the anticipation would be whatever you seeing from Cooper Rush, you damn well expect to see from Dak Prescott. Now, here's the trick. I'm going to bring you back, but the leash is short. Before it was lengthy because there was no way in hell I was going to yank you for no damn Cooper Rush. But now that I see what Cooper Rush is doing, I'm going to put you back in there. But it's with a nod and a wink like, you know what's going to happen to you if you lose, right? You know what's going to happen to you if you don't get it done. I gave you $75 million last year. You got $95 million over the last 2 years. You got $126 million guaranteed. You got a $164 million contract that includes incentives. I'll be damned if your ass don't deliver for me. So if you understand, I'm going to put you back in there because you that franchise. But you don't get it done. I know I got him now. That's the stipulation.
Okay, I get. I mean, you convinced me.
Yeah.
You convinced me. Me personally, Coach Fat Joe would have.
Well, you're going to keep him in there this week. You're going to keep him in there this week against Philly. You're going to see what he's going to do, all right? But I'm just saying, remember, we only 5 games in. That's going to be game number 6. We got 17. I ain't paying you 95. I ain't paying you $95 million to hold a clipboard. I understand that. And I'm saying that I expect it to be 5-0 with that. If it don't do that, we got to talk. I'm going to yank your ass.
So if he lose 2, 3 in a row, we got a problem with Dak right now. If he lose 3 weeks in a row, Dak comes back.
No.
He loses.
If you bring back
Dak, we got a problem with him, right?
And Dak lose 2 in a row, I'm benching him.
I told when he got hurt, because what I think, and please don't kill me, Cowboys, I'm not a football fan, but I root for y'all because if not, my brother suffers from CTE and he'll beat me up in the
He will
car
too. He
if
will
the
too.
Cowboys don't win.
Right.
I want this guy to win. Listen, yo, Steve, I go for the Cowboys because I'm scared of Rich,
Well, let's
and
get a
I
couple of
want
things
him
out the way.
with the
Dallas
CTE with the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I was wrong.
Yeah,
Dallas
yeah.
Cowboys going to the playoffs. Let me be very clear about that. But they ain't winning no damn Super. They ain't winning no damn.
Dude,
They ain't winning no damn Super
they're not
Bowl.
gonna win no
So
Super
tell your
Bowl,
brother
huh?
Rich it ain't happening. He needs to prepare himself for this shit right now. You understand what I'm saying? Because part of the pain is the expectation. When you eradicate the expectation and you deal with reality, you know they ain't going to Arizona.
You told me, you didn't tell me, but I seen you say that you recently did like some parade for the HBCU, and
Every 5
everywhere you
feet.
look, the Dallas
Every 5
Cowboys
feet.
fans,
Listen, man.
they don't know how to
Listen,
act.
here's the deal.
They don't know how to act.
A nuclear bomb could drop on this earth. And what will survive is a rat, a roach, and a Cowboys fan. You can't escape them. You can't escape them damn people. I mean, they everywhere. It's unbelievable,
Woo!
man. It's unbelievable. It's
Woo!
hard to take. But I will say this. They the number one brand for a reason. Because they got Cowboy fans everywhere, dog. It really is. They are the number one brand in sports, even bigger than the Yankees. And I never thought I'd say that. Even bigger than the Yankees.
Wow.
But that don't mean
Wow.
they ain't going to fall.
Let me ask you a question real quick. And it don't got to be controversial,
Yep.
none. But
Yeah.
Draymond, right? I
He
think
did.
he knocked him
He did.
out and
He
picked
did.
him up,
That's exactly
right?
what happened. That's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happened. And listen, Dre know he was wrong, man. Dre know he was wrong. You don't do no shit like that. But I will tell you this. In fairness to him, not to excuse what he did, because there's no excuse. But he got a lot going on, which he admitted, and he brought a lot of personal stuff to practice that day. And so when the cat is chirping at you, and the belief is that he knows you got stuff going on, then it touches on a personal chord because this ain't the day. I'm really going through it and you messing with me, right? So it's hard for us to fathom that because Draymond is usually the instigator in a lot of people's eyes. He's emotional. We see him getting at refs all the time, whatever, but he going through some things and he brought it to the basketball court. He knows he was wrong, which is why he stepped away from the team. He know it's going to be hard. He know that brother might never forgive him. He might say he does, but he'll never forgive it. And the fact of the matter is, when you're a man, somebody hit you like that, you ain't gonna never forget. It'll never be the same. It'll never be the same.
You know the biggest fear, even when I had beef with 50 Cent, the biggest fear was like, if he knocks me out or I knock him out, I know he was thinking
It's not good.
it's like, it's not good.
It'll
It's
never
never good again. You get knocked out. We still talking about Charles
That's right.
Barkley throwing the
That's right.
ball, and this
That's
is
right.
a real one. This is a
Yeah.
and you know, this is what they claim Floyd did to who was it? Jake Paul? What's the brother? What's the Logan Paul? They said,
Right.
you know the conspiracy theory in the hood. They say Mayweather hit him one time out here. I was
Right.
at that fight. He carried him like,
Yeah.
wake up, like, don't fall out. We ain't make the quota yet.
Yeah.
Like chill. That's what I saw in that video.
He lunged
Draymond
into
caught him.
him.
He said,
He caught him and then held him up. Because listen, I'm telling you what I know. Just trust me. I can't get too deep into it, but I'm telling you what I know. I ain't guessing. Okay, that happened. And so what I'm saying to you is that at the end of the day, Draymond got to own that. And then you also got to take into account this didn't have nothing to do with it, but this is it for Draymond, in my opinion. Golden State ain't paying 3 cats. They got to pay Poole. They got to pay Wiggins. That leaves Draymond out. He could exercise a player option in the next season. He got this year, then a player option for next year. But Draymond looking for a long-term extension. He's 32 going on 33. He's looking for a few years. And if he can't be at Golden State, I know for a fact he want to be in with the Lakers. Now, that don't mean that's where he's going to go. But if he can't be in Golden State, he want to be with the Lakers. Whether or not the Lakers going to do that remains to be seen. I'm telling you what I know.
Our Nick, Stephen A. Smith. I'm excited. We're 2-0 preseason. Fake season. The Knicks 2-0, man. Like,
look, bro, you my brother. You my brother. I love you. I love.
Yo, do you ever sip the Kool-Aid? Do you ever go for the hype?
I did it when they went to the playoffs a couple of, the season before last, and they only won one damn game, and Trae Young put it on them. I ain't doing that no more. And that's why I want to end this conversation, because I was in a good mood until you brought up the Knicks. Now I'm in a bad mood.
Stephen A. Smith, November 15th, Apollo Theater, the Book of Jose. I love you, brother. I'm forever in debt.
I'll see you soon,
we'll
baby.
See
All
you
love,
at the
baby.
Apollo.
No
Harlem
doubt.
World, stand up.
All right.
Thank you, my brother. Peace. Stephen A. Smith in the building. Purchase your tickets now, Apollo Theater. That's big, huh? Stephen, what? He's going to moderate the Book of Jose. This book is like the holy Bible of hip-hop. You're gonna hear stories. I'm doing the audio book now, which is the worst. You're gonna hear stuff. You're gonna hear stories. You ain't never hear nothing like this. It's gonna get you through the tough times. I'm telling you, Santana Raymond, what's up? You will get through the toughest times ever. Diddy, yeah, what's good, brother? You will get through the toughest times ever when you read this book. You'll be like, damn, how Fat Joe could smile. How Fat Joe could do that. And we got a lot of surprises in the Apollo that night. That night, woo, legendary night. You can just imagine Fat Joe's book, Stephen A. Smith, and we up. Okay? So if you know Joe Crack, you know I'm gonna do some things this. If you're not there, you're gonna be sick because you were not there. Okay? If you're not there, you're gonna be sick when you hear how ill it went down. That's all I'm gonna say. Get your ticket, $40. You get a free book with it. We even doing a little meet and greet, signing the books. Okay, now you know November 15th, the Apollo will not be the same. Well, you do know November 11th, Drake. Hold up. Drake is doing the Apollo the 11th. That's gonna be sick too. I heard it's all B-sides.
Nice warm up for that Joey Crack.
Yeah, nice warm up for what we gonna do. Some like, look, man, we putting numbers out here. We doing legendary things. Legendary things out here. You seen BET Award, the Hip Hop Awards, 250 million viewers. Every time I try to promote and be like, yo, we did 150 viewers, they be like, yo, Joe, take it down. It's 200. Then when I go to put up the 200, take it down, it's 250 million viewers. We shook the globe. The BET Hip Hop Awards, we shook the globe. This ain't normal. This rating's at an all-time high. You just missed Stephen A. Smith. He was cursing you out and the Cowboys. Cowgirls. He said he'll play Dak. He said he gave Dak 124 million. I wouldn't. I keep Cooper Rush.
They're always going to pay the guy.
I think, listen, this is my brother Rich. He's the biggest. Yeah, say hi, Rich. Fuck it. Flacco Wacko over there. But listen, Rich is the #1 Dallas Cowboy fan. And I'm sorry to hear that. Because when he loses, I have a hard time. Right? So I wind up praying for him. I root with him. And I go for the Cowboys just so I don't feel that type of shit. Right? And so, me, I believe in wins. I believe in just not taking a chance. And if Cooper Rush is winning all these games, I would sit down, Dak. I'm not even going to lie to you until he loses or messes up or whatever the case. If this was Fat Joe coaching at the Rucker, I'm going with the winning team. Now, I got my issues with Dak. I just think he's handsome. He's marketable. Nah, I'm telling you, he's handsome. He's marketable. I think he's there as like a poster child. They do not believe he's going to win a championship with Dak Prescott. He's not my man. Pat Mahomes. He's not none of those elite guys. You know, I would not put the man in that level. So if
they could get good trade value for Dak right now, though.
Yeah, and who do you think? And Cooper Rush? He's looking like $1 million right now, like a quadrillion.
If he beat the Eagles, there's no way you could bench Cooper. If he beat the Eagles this week,
fellas, whoever they pay is going to play. It's a business football. I've been in the industry my whole life.
Said.
It's a business.
That's what Steven just said. I got one more guest coming up. November 15th. You can link my bio if you just want the book. If you in Arizona or somewhere you can't come, link my bio. Bless you. Buy the book. It's the best hip-hop book you ever read in your life, and it's about real life. Terror Squad Queen, what's up, baby? And so, if not, if you're in that New York area or you could get to it, you better be there November 15th at the Apollo Theater. You just seen the moderator, the one and only Stephen A. Smith. Now, it's a real toss-up. They was like, yo, Joe, who do you want? Of course, we said Stephen A. Smith. We was flirting with Don Lemon. With the biggest. Angie Martinez. Only the biggest ones. Angie Martinez. We was just tapping. And it was like, everybody was like, yo, Stephen A. Smith, if you could get him, it's on. And so thank God he said yes. So it's on. It's on out here.
Said Bishop Whitehead praying for me in the comments.
Steve Lobel. What, Bishop Whitehead is praying for you? Yo, y'all gotta stop. Yo, Bishop. Nah, why you do that? Why UFO was in there. Apollo did. Yo, why y'all talking like don't do that? The bishop, the guys who robbed them got locked up.
I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody thought he was fronting, at least there's some truth to that story, right? Supposedly. I'm never happy for people to get locked up, but at least it brought some legitimacy to the bishop. Raul TS, I love you, brother. Am I going to see you later tonight? So right now I'm doing the audio book. Let me see the book. You got a copy right here. Yo, the first copy, I only got one copy. I gave it to my mother and father because they keep it. This is, Remy tells me every time I show the book, I cover the name of the whole book. She be like, yo, you be like this. You was on the red carpet like this. Buy my book. You don't know, this is the book of Jose. Get used to it. We have a series on Showtime coming with Kenya Barris and the Torero brothers. Based on the book on Showtime already. It's going to be legendary. What happened?
My man dug me in. I can't get away.
Oh no, the guy, he got that big pun. I'm doing the big pun chapter in my part 1 right now where I say he sleeps. Then we wake him up, and Pun used to go in the booth and have the whole song written in his sleep. My brother Rich the Barber, he falls asleep anywhere. It could be a tornado, a hurricane. You could be in the studio blasting the music. He's in there like, he starts snoring. Right, I'm like, yo, bro, it's Stephen A. Smith. What's wrong with you, bro? And you know how the snoring go. When the snoring come, it get contagious.
I know.
Right? And so I can tell you some crazy shit. Also, shout out to Richie Akiva. I went to Simon Akiva. If you're from the Bronx, and this is with no disrespect, if you're not from there, you wouldn't understand. There was a clothing store called Jew Man. And my brother Simon was one of the owners of Jew Man, him and Melvin, and they Richie Akiva's father and uncle. Beautiful guys. So I went to the funeral, and I ain't gonna lie, it was so moving, man. It's so touching, man. And to see how he affected so many, like he got a street guy, Fat Joe, in there. And there was definitely some Jewish people looking like, I did not know Simon knew Fat Joe like this. Where Fat Joe came by himself first thing in the morning, Staten Island, and was there. And I think Leonardo DiCaprio was there. Everybody it was so crazy. But Simon's just a regular guy. But shout out to Jackie. It was just, and Jennifer, it was really, really moving, his homegoing. Right? What I noticed is that we all go in the same box. Whether you Muslim, whether you Jewish, whether you Catholic, whether you Christian, everybody going in the box. So you got to enjoy your life while you're here and make the best of it. And whatever you want to do in life, whether it wants to be a legacy, goal, to enjoy your life, whatever you want to do, you got to do it while you're here, because when you die, don't matter how rich you is, you're going in that box. You know, and so like my brother JR says, JR Ridinger says, is what you do with the dash. You know, when you go to the cemetery, they put the day you were born, the day you died, what you do with that dash.
That's a bar.
Get what I'm saying? That's a bar. It's what you do with the dash that really matters. Did you help people? Were you righteous? Did you look out for people? We also did the homecoming of JR. J-Lo was there, Ben Affleck,
Jamie Foxx.
shout out Lauren Ridinger, Jamie Foxx, and Swiss and Alicia. They curated the whole thing, and DJ Cassidy, and who else was there? Gloria Stefan and
Alicia Keys,
Khaled, and Dave Brutman, and Ja Rule, Irv Gotti.
Oh yes.
I saw Irv Gotti for the first time. Yo, listen. I saw Irv Gotti for the first time. And let me tell you something. Love is something incredible. I seen him and I kissed him right in his forehead. He was sitting down. I walked up to him. I kissed him in his forehead. Do you know a kiss in the forehead is the most honest kiss you could give? Did you ever know that? You could Google that. The most honest kiss is in the forehead. God wanted it like that. I walk and I immediately see Irv. I kiss him in the forehead and I said, I love you. Nobody loves you more than me. And you can see he normally would argue with somebody, but he looked at me like, okay, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I get it, Joe. You love me. You know what I'm saying? That you know, it's my brother and I love him, man. I love John, love Chris, and that's how that happened right there, man. I seen my brother, I kissed him in the forehead, let him know I love you. And so when you tell a person I love you, and you show them, but you show, there's really nothing they can do. They just know you really love them, right? And so that was amazing to me. Hold up, let me see if I got my next guest.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yo, could you relax, man? You're not gonna work out today. I know you caught diesel, but you're gonna be fat with Fat Joe. That's it.
That sounds dope. That sounds like,
yo, be fat with Fat Joe. One day off the gym. These guys are too cock diesel. Like, stop already, man. Yo, Amanda, me and you both have in common
we have.
that we hosted the awards. What was that like for you?
Well, you know, I had to host the awards in my house in the
Oh, the COVID.
I was
So you
home
was
doing
home
it because
doing
we were supposed to do it in the studio, and then one of the stylists, like their assistant, got COVID. So then they were like, well, we got to do this shit in your house. So then at the time, there was a dude that I was like kind of getting back together with, and this nigga had just landed at my house the night before. We hadn't seen each other in 8 months. He landed at my house the night before.
I seen you posted.
You said what?
One time, but okay, continue. I seen you post him. One time you posted him.
No, the person I'm with now, I've been with for 2 years. Like, we went to college together.
So that's the guy you posted one time.
You might be referring
I'm sorry.
to.
Continue. So you was with this guy who shows up.
So we are talking about So
we are talking about the same person. And
but he
it's a little different. But when you talk about the COVID, they tested me morning and night every day for a week straight. When I finally walk in that I'm going to host the show, I asked the person testing me, what if I have COVID? What are you gonna do? Like if you find out Fat Joe has COVID and I gotta walk in, everybody, the whole world, you fucking everything up. Like, why would you even?
They do that with live shows now too. So like, I had a show in Harlem last year at the Apollo, and like the day of, they trying to test everybody, and I was like, pump the brakes, stop. Like, that's not in the contract. We cannot test everybody the day of, because at the end of the day, like, we crossed the bridge already. Like, this is where we are now.
Yo, this is what I was saying to the lady. I said, Miss, what if I got COVID? Like, you really want to fuck up the whole awards? Like, why would you even test me right now? You should just let me wing it. What
Wait,
are
but
you
let me
working
finish.
on
Let me
new?
tell you
All right,
though.
let me ask you
when
something.
we did the shit in my house, no one could be there because it was COVID. So I had to dress myself. I had to do my makeup like on FaceTime with my makeup artist. I had to do my hair. I had like 13 costume changes. And this nigga was sitting outside the whole time on the phone telling people, yo, I saved the BET Awards.
You know, people start putting weird shit in their heads, right? Like, they start really believing things, right? Nah, it's correct. Sometimes some things people tell me, I just be like, oh, really? Word? Like, people are really weird out here, right? You definitely heard about this lady from LA, Nuri Martinez.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad to hear you say that because I feel like I didn't really hear enough Latinx, you know, folks being very loud about like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, no, he's a piece of shit. All of them are pieces of shits. And that's crew. A fact. The whole crew. And so when you saw this, could you even believe that people in that position talk like this and believe stuff like this?
Yes.
So you're one of the believers.
Like look at where we at. Like we got folks who's like their campaign video is literally this guy J.D. Vance in Ohio, who is the actual like Senate choice for GOP. And he came on his video was like, are you racist? Do you hate Mexicans? So do I. Da-da-da-da. Like they're not even fronting no more. So like it doesn't surprise me. I think what it really kind of I think what really bowled me over was just one, this is from like a year ago. It took a while for this to come out. And I know that it's coming out right now because they're trying to get people amped up to vote. But I think it always kind of blows my mind how there's people in the Latinx community who really think like, oh, we're different. Like the white folks fuck with me though. They fuck with me though.
Unbelievable. Yo, let me tell you something. I think of Paul Mooney. And Paul Mooney was saying that Latinos are just niggas who speak Spanish. And it's so crazy because I've been pushing the narrative, even Big Pun when he first started, you know, Latino and black together. And this type of shit is just like, it's disgusting.
She was hating on other Latinos.
To be honest with you, vice versa.
Wasn't she hating on? What'd you say?
I don't believe. Yeah.
Yes.
Vice versa. Like what you gotta understand is, and this is no disrespect because we gotta be very sensitive around this subject, but the reason why Jewish people are so powerful is because they vote together, they're unified, and they stand together. And so Latinos and blacks need to understand, don't give a fuck if it's Compton, East LA, the Bronx, Harlem. We stuck together. And if we don't think the same and vote the same, that's how they divide us. And we need to be strong together in unity in order to get what we want in our neighborhoods. People have to really wake up.
There are white Latinos. And so they fuck up the whole ratio. They, you know what I mean? Like they lean the shit in they fuck up the curve, as we should say. And as you know, they hate on Afro-Latino people. Like she was talking about, I can't pronounce I don't know the proper pronunciation, but she was talking about indigenous Mexicans and shitting on them.
Yo, this is an ugly lady. No, because believe it or not, I said, I'm going to talk to Amanda about this. And believe it or not, I had only heard what I saw on TV. Then I Googled this shit. Do you know the type of things this lady was saying? It's so disgusting and ugly. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, what the fuck?
And she was confident that she could say that because the other two in the room was like, and then they were having a meeting in somebody else's office. Like, you know, when people get caught talking like this, it's just the one time they got caught. Like, that's how they live their life.
Oh, yeah, they fucked up. They're terrible. They're terrible. What are you working on right now that you said, yo, Crack, what's up? Let me get on your platform. Let me
No,
talk to
I'm
these
very
people.
excited because I've been on tour and I'm coming to New York, and you can't come to New York and not talk to you at this point. So that's really what it is.
That's right.
And I will be in New York in Brooklyn with my show, Smart, Funny, and Black, on October 29th. It's a comedy game show. I've been doing this shit since 2016. We've had so many
I know
dope
what it is.
folks over the years, and we are finally going to have a member of the Wu-Tang on the show. Method Man is going to be on the show, and I'm like beside myself. I'm beside myself that Method Man is going to be doing the show.
No, Method Man muscles. He's called Diesel Gang. Like, I'm telling you, yo, Method Man. Let me tell you something. Method Man. Really, everybody. We did the BET Hip Hop Awards, and we did the tribute to Steve Rifkin and Loud Records. 3-6 Mafia was there, MOP, everybody. And Method Man and Raekwon, even though they're my brothers for many years, it was so sweet to me, man. And they were just like, yo, we so proud of you, Joe. And, they was giving it up like that. And you rarely see rappers
But I feel like
that
y'all are older now
to each other.
So there's like a...
Yeah, we older now, and I think it kicked in because they was talking to me in a different way. Like, my brother, we love you. Raekwon was like, my mother loved you, Carter Gina, and it was just so much love, and it really touched me, man, that Method Man talked to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole life I look at Method Man like the superhero. Yeah, the superhero. You looking at him like the handsome cop diesel guy from Power.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. There was a sex scene in Power that everyone was like, "Whoa, whoa!" But no, I mean honestly, but I'm a hip hop head to the fullest. So the idea, so for those who don't know, Smart, Funny, and Black, it's a game show, but it's also a variety show. So we have a band on stage, and we just break out into song. So like in my mind, I'm just like, so we're gonna get to play Release Your Delph with the band and Meth? Like, that's gonna happen when I first stepped on the scene. They just will match your mind. Like, I'm not. And so, just the idea that can happen. And get your tickets at amandasales.com. But for us, for Smart, Funny, and Black, like Smart, Funny, and Black is a show that's welcome to everybody, but it is for Black folks, and it is really about celebrating Black culture, Black innovation. And we're in a world right now and in a nation where they're actively trying to shut that shit down. So even talking about this woman, Nuri, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just are seeing so much negative shit. So that's why I created this show. So I feel like we're going to another level by having Meth, like, in New York, at the King's Theater in Brooklyn. That's a big fucking deal.
Crazy.
So I was like, it's a big deal. I got to come on a big show and talk to Fat Joe.
Yo, y'all better go get them fucking tickets at amandasears.com and buy that ticket. I'm coming. I'm pulling up.
We'll take care of you, so let me know.
Are we in October 29th, Rich?
I'll find out for you right now.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to pull up too. You know me. I love going to events and being part of just a fan.
I mean, that's what it was when we saw you at the Versus shit. Like, that's like, you was just
man. Yeah, I show up like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I show up like that. I have fun. If I pay my money to go in this shit, I'm gonna have the best time in the world. Like, the best time in the world. And so damn, Amanda, you coming up. You got Method Man on it. What type of shit?
So the way the show works is they play games. So we have two folks. I haven't announced who the second person is, but they'll play games that I create. So like one of the games will be this game called Slangwistics. So we basically ask them, we say a word that is from like another region, and then they gotta buzz in, and then they gotta say why, like where that word is from and what it means, and use it in a sentence. So like it could be like John from Philly, or it could be I don't know, hella. Young
John.
John.
Young John.
Young John or
Like a
Jig.
young John or
Jig
Sean.
from Tampa.
Or Sean.
Exactly.
Young John or
Well,
Wally.
and
Yo,
you'd be
what's up,
surprised.
Wall?
Like, we hear all these words.
Hey, cuz. What up, cuz?
But you know, everywhere got their own shit. Everywhere have their own shit. So it's like, you know, so the humor is in one realizing like, yo, niggas have like real actual definitions for these words that they have made up in all these other places. Then we'll play another game. We do a debate. We call it Blabates, a black debate. So for this one, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but we're in Atlanta this weekend and we sold out, but we're in Atlanta this weekend with T.S. Madison versus DeBrat. And so,
wow, that's fun. You know, I just did Atlanta for the BET Hip Hop Awards show. I do not understand why Fat Joe don't own property in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Every time I go there, I feel like home. When I go to Atlanta, I mean, this is since 1993. Every time I've been like, yo, I love Atlanta. This is dope. Everybody's so nice. Everybody, like, I fucking love
when we
Atlanta.
went to Atlanta, so I'm on tour and I've been having issues with the promoter of the tour. So I've been having to really like get in the weeds.
A swanky promoter, a janky promoter.
A swanky, janky promoter. Swanky, janky. And so I had to really get in the weeds.
Now, see the slight difference from you being the female boss and us being the terror squad, because we fucked them up. We will beat their ass and get paid in quarters. We have opened up vending machines in clubs where they owe us money and took the fucking quarters out the machine and be like, yo, you got to pay. Like, we need our bread. We not playing.
I mean, listen, you gotta really figure out how to play it. I had to call in reinforcements. And I was very fortunate that the reinforcements came through and really showed love and supported. So, you know, thank you to the brother who really stepped in and really got behind me on this. But it meant that I had to like get in the weeds and basically do my own marketing and really like do my own booking of everything in press. And when I went to Atlanta, everybody was just so down. DJ Drama, DJ Scream, Greg Street, Slutty Vegan, Candy. Everybody was like, what you need? What you need? Like Slutty Vegan named a burger after Smart, Funny, and Black.
Yo, I went over there. They gave me a burger. They said, here's a sloppy toppy. Here's a nut off. I'm like, yo, come on. We got, like, yo, what's my girl's name? What's my girl's name that owns the joint? Pinky. What's up? Yo, I love, yo, listen. Vegan food.
Touché.
I'm not a vegan. But if I ever wanted to go vegan, I would love Yo, they gave me the best.
You didn't even know it was
burger
vegan.
I ever had in my life. So good at the Slutty Vegan. I mean, but yeah, that's how Atlanta is, man. That's why it looks like they win so much with hip hop, because you just feel love. Like everybody supports each other. I love that. Pinky. I said Pinky. Her name is Pinky. And now you're coming to New York. Hopefully New York.
But I'm here with you right now.
New York,
so you see what I'm saying? Like,
oh no, but
you see, so
you got that. Once you with Joe Crack, New York, no, they've been put on notice, right? And so, you know, I got a book coming out November 15th. So we just announced just before you, Stephen A. Smith is the moderator at the Apollo. And so, you know, I started at the Apollo. I won
never knew
amateur
that.
night at the Apollo. Okay. How Fat Joe started. I won 4 weeks in a row.
This is history. Apollo. I didn't know this.
And so I brought it back. But the fact, Fat Joe stepped on that stage in that dance, and the crowd just said, ah! They couldn't handle it. They was like, yo, who is this guy? And that's how I got my start. So I'm bringing it all the way back to the Apollo. So I understand what you're saying, because I'm promoting that. Like, that's a Fat Joe promotion. And so that's different. That's why we had to bring Steven on here. We had, You got to really put in that work, you know.
You got to put in that work, and you know, it's not like you gotta like. Or I don't know. I don't have like a corporation behind me. I don't have a studio. It's just, you know, it's Amanda Seales, and I've done my thing, and I've continued to grow. But it's really because of the support of my peers like you, and of people who are watching, like who are supportive. So I really
Tell them where to get the tickets. October 29th. I will be in the crowd as a fan at the King's Theater in Brooklyn. And
you can go to amandaseals.com. See, there's my name right there, amandaseals.com, or you can go to smartfunnyandblack.com. But it's gonna be a good motherfucking time. Also, because it's Halloween, we're asking folks if they want to, y'all can dress up as your favorite Black character or icon. So it's a whole other level of fun happening.
We might get stuck up that night. Don't let the motherfuckers wear costumes that night. We might get stuck up, man. New York.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Unless we got Eric Adams in the building, and trust me, he likes to go. Invite him. But other than that, we might get stuck the fuck up by Scream or fucking Jason.
None of that.
We don't want that shit. We don't want that
None
shit.
Of that.
Keep they fucking costumes down. Come as you. Come as you. Don't come in no costumes. I'm out of there.
Thank you so much.
I love you, Amanda. Be cool.
You.
I'll see you there, okay?
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. The best. I mean, I know Amanda since BET back in the DC days. Amanda Diva. You remember back in the DC days? I know Amanda, man. And go support her. Strong woman. Doing her motherfucking thing on her own. No ranky promoters. Man, we take their fucking wedding rings and shit. I don't play that shit, yo. If I go to a spot and it's ram-packed and you rings too, and you telling me, you know about that. If I go to a spot and it's ram-packed and you trying to tell me you ain't got my money, we got a serious problem. We do. It's the biggest show in the game. The book is called The Book of Jose. It's coming out November 15th. Let me show them one more time. And so my first copy I gave it to my and this is what it looked like. I'm not gonna cover the words. Remy told me not to. And so order it on the link on the top. If not, it's gonna be everywhere you fucking look. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Meaning if you're going through something financially, relationship, whatever it is, just know if the people that you consider your family and your friends ain't there for you, don't fuck with them. God is showing you that good times are coming and you don't need them in your life. Also, keep God in good and bad times. God is the most important thing. God is the key. Once you realize that the biggest, let me tell you something. One time I had beef with a guy, right? And I really wanted to get this guy. Like I really wanted to violently catch this guy and give it to him. I was going to give it to him, right? And they came to me and they said, yo, Joe, you know, such and such, he's in the church now. Am I right or wrong, Rich? And I said, well, he's off limits. They said, what? I said, he with God. You telling me he's baptized, he's with God? He's off limits. Nothing you can do. There's nothing more powerful than God. Okay, guys? Just know that. There's nothing more powerful than God. Also, I'm going to give you a quick little thing before I leave. If you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, don't eat pork. Okay?